Ta, 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 ta. We made it. Hi, how are you? Oh, just in time. I wanted to sit down and take a break for a little bit. How's everybody doing? Chris is here. Hey, Chris, Texas Raider. Tamara, don't know if you're in here. You showed up early this morning. Judy, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, I'm glad you'll be able to show up. That's nice. Miss Ovita, hope you're doing well today. Rita Charlene Grady's in the house. Hi, Charlene. That's all we have so far. We're not really rocking the stage, are we? If I could get myself on a consistent schedule and stay that way, more people would probably show up. But, it's kind of a gamble. A lot of people, a lot of our subscribers work a regular job, so they're not able to show up, and we understand that. It's just all about taking a little afternoon break with y'all. Y'all, we have some doings over here on our homestead. Doggone it. Got a phone call from my neighbor. She lives up the road and up the hill a ways. She's got a problem with army worms. And so she's getting her entire place treated for them. Well, I'm a little different about how I see things. Although I am not chemical averse, I'll do what I got to do. But I'm watching, and we have a lot of birds that are showing up, and they're constantly here, and they're eating stuff. And I'm a little bit concerned that if I treat for army worms, I'm going to poison the birds, and I don't want to do that. So if you guys have any good down-home recommendations for treating effective for treating army worms, let me know. Drop it in the comments or shoot me an email. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to kill the birds. And yeah, we went to town this past weekend, and we were, cruising along. Well, before I got in the truck, I happened to look at the rear passenger tire on the truck. Yeah, it's as bald as Dr. Phil. So I was a little bit concerned about it. We live on a rough gravel road, and these roads out here are known for eating tires. We've had 4 flats in about 2 months. I think that's how it worked out. And the tire shop that we go to, they take really good care of us. Of course, we're a regular customer. So in he went with another flat. He dropped off this past Friday. I went to pick it up yesterday. And the head mechanic comes out and he says, I have a set, brand new set of tires. They're 10 ply. These tires that you've been getting are 4 ply. Oh, well, that makes all the difference. He says, I can let you have the set for $300, mounted and everything. If you have priced tires lately, you know that is a smoking hot deal. So after work this evening, Joel is going up and he's getting a new set of tires all the way around. Yep. So that means, now it depends. If he gets the rest of the house painted on Saturday, then we're going to take off and do a road trip on Sunday. And there's someplace really cool I want to show off to him. It's back in the day, like early 90s-ish, late 80s, early 90s. I was doing a lot of ATV racing and a lot of four-wheeler racing in and around the Ozarks. And that's pretty rugged up where I used to ride. I want to take them up there and show them around. It is absolutely gorgeous. Excuse me. I like to keep it nice and moist. Hey, Paul Honeyman, you're in. Good to see you, friend. Ohio Valley Prepping. Very good to see you. Troy Sutton's in. Yay. Hi, Troy. Karen Spears here. Hi, Karen. How's the weather up in Spokane? Ray Castiles here. Karen Gaudiosi. Hi. Very nice to see you. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me. I don't really have a hi, Barbara. Barbara Castiles in. Hi, Barb. I don't really have a whole lot going on here. Hi, Lori. Just been busy. The weather this week is just divine. This past weekend was wonderful. This week is not. Tomorrow it's supposed to get hot again. And then it's supposed to stay in the mid-90s for the foreseeable. So I've enjoyed this reprieve while we've had it. It's easier to get a lot, I can get stuff done outside that needs to be done. Ah, yeah. I released a video this morning for y'all of this pork butt that we smoked over the weekend. And some house painting that's going on anyway. Yeah. I think that was one of the best pork butts that we've done to date. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. That Jared's Kickin' Sauce, best stuff I've ever used. You can't inject it straight from the bottle into whatever meat you're going to throw on the smoker. You have to dilute it down a little bit so that it'll, take up into the injector and not clog it. But I broke it down with apple juice. You do not taste the apple juice when you inject. You don't taste it. But man, it heightens every flavor in there. But if you go watch that video, you'll see that I pinned a link to get your very own Jared's Kickin' Sauce. And that is courtesy of my girl Christy down at Bayou Back 40. So while you're checking out the Jared's Kickin' Sauce, stop by and say hi to Christy over at Bayou Back 40. Hello, hummies. I'm being dive bombed. So Ace is saying, I'm showing 100% almost. 100% of what, honey? Paul, don't you be mean to my sis Ace. Oh, hi, Debbie. Debbie's in. Hi, Debbie Drock. Okay, I'm doing my best here. Paul, I just don't know what I'm going to do with you. You can't do G-rated to save your soul, can you, yo Englishman? We love you anyway. Yeah, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to keep up with you. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're all caught up. Got nothing to do but jibber jab at you. Yeah. Oh, so talking about the hummingbirds, we have a slider glass door that goes out onto the deck from the back of the house. They're completely out. I have the hummingbird feeders. I have the hummingbird feeders right off of the front porch. These guys, there were two of them, and then there were four of them. Their beaks were almost touching the glass of the slider this morning. I was drinking my coffee, and there was just like this swarm of little hummies right on the door. So they have figured out where to find me in the morning and nag at me to get their feeders full. Yeah. Every animal that comes around here gets spoiled. Oh, and then Joel says, you know, it would be really cool to have a pet crow. I had a pet crow. Well, he wasn't really a pet. He was just a wild crow that I made friends with. I was around 5 years old or so, and my grandma, the Cherokee, my grandma was staying with us when mom and dad went to Hawaii. They went to Hawaii that time. So grandma came up from Arizona. That's where they eventually retired. So she came to stay with me. Well, I guess it was lunchtime or something, because I remember just sitting out in the grass, and I was eating a peanut butter sandwich. And I was taking pieces of it and I was giving it to this crow. Well, he came up and he hopped up on my leg, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. And it got to be a daily thing. So the entire time when grandma was visiting, she was watching. Now, to her Cherokee way of thinking, that was something pretty special to watch. She thought I had good medicine. I remember her saying that to me. Now, my mom strongly discouraged any anytime grandma would talk about the old ways and the way she was raised and what she remembered. And she was full blood Cherokee. Mom discouraged that, and I never understood it, but I've embraced it. And when I look into the history of my grandma and grandpa, it's pretty impressive. And they raised 11 kids in a log cabin in southern Arkansas, up in the hills. That was hard living. Pre-depression and post. Yeah, my grandma was a tough one. And I remember many of the things that she taught me. I wish I had a video recorder so that I could have filmed her as she was talking story. And I didn't do it, but I've remembered quite a few things that she taught. They absorbed into my pea-picking little brain, so. Yeah, they wanted to save the tribe all on their own. Well, they didn't have TVs then, Paul. Yeah, I'm looking out the window right now, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 crows sitting in the front yard, and they're huge. So I'm not sure if they're crows or if they're ravens, but they are huge. And they're eating constantly. So grubs, army worms, I don't know, but apparently we've got them. Yeah, Jovita, It's not a lifestyle for everyone, and we're not off grid. We are not off grid. We have plumbing, we have electricity, we have we have fiber optic, so we are not off grid. We are not off grid homesteading, but we are way out in the middle of nowhere, and that suits us just fine. Lynn the Oki's in. Well, hi. I haven't seen you in a while. If they have a cap on top? You mean like different? I've got one walking right up here to me right now. What would the cap look like? Are you talking about a different? I mean, they seem really huge for being crows. And there's a little bit of different coloration from the head and the body. Like there's a little bit of a lighter, like a lighter black, almost a gray. Go, go, go. And they have black beaks. I wonder if is that one of the differences? These have black beaks. So I don't know, but they're feasting on something out there. And I figure if they're feasting on it, it's good for them. Eat away, boys. Do you think a raven? Really, Lori? I took some footage of them a little bit ago, right before I started this live. So I'll probably look into it. I'll look into it and see if there's some differences that will help me. I'm still learning about the whole bird thing. Like hummingbirds are obvious. Cardinals are obvious. Blue jays are obvious. All the rest of them I'm learning. Hey, Dream. Oh, that roast was so good. And there's leftovers. Oh, yeah. There's only 2 of us. So that roast was like... So last night, muy bueno. Those were so good. Joel ate like 6 of them. Yeah. Served them with the crema. Yeah. Anyway, tonight is pulled pork sandwiches. It's been pulled pork for a while. Yeah, I think after supper tonight and lunch for Joel tomorrow, that'll pretty much take care of that pork roast. But we have a bunch of them in our freezer. So, and they're fun to do on the smoker, and they smell divine. Go check out the video I dropped this morning. There's a link down in the comments to go get you some of your own Jared's Kickin' Sauce. Blackbeak is a raven. I did not know that. Thank you for that. Something in the recesses of my brain told me that crows have yellow and ravens have black, but I didn't know. And it's like this wildlife refuge going on out here, or maybe a bird sanctuary. I've got all these ravens out here, and I've got hummingbirds at the feeder. I've got cardinals. I love it out here. This is peaceful. And to be able to take a little block of time during the week to just sit and appreciate the absolute beauty around me. There's nothing like it. When I say that we are blessed, we are beyond blessed. I don't know. So are ravens as smart as crows? Because I remember Ernie, my crow, he was very smart. He knew when I was going to be outside, and he would come and he would hang out with me, and he would either sit on my shoulder, sit on my head, or sit on my knees. And we were friends. It just killed me. When we got transferred away from there and got sent to Wisconsin, I had to leave Ernie behind. But my dad told me, he says, you know, crows are really smart. You watch. When we get to our new house, he'll find you. I don't know. I guess it soothed me anyway. Never saw Ernie again. The things parents have to tell their kids to get them to calm down, especially on road trips, right? Yeah, anyway. So I think either this week or next week, I'm going to work on canning my chili beans. Yeehaw. Getting the winter preps in, you know. I have to do and I'm going to do this for you guys this year. I'm going to do 2 different persimmon seed readings. You know, we're going to bust them open and see what the seeds look like inside, because there's 3 different kinds of seeds that you'll see. You'll see spoons, and they're very obviously spoons, and you'll see forks, and they are very obviously forks. Well, they look more like sporks that you get at Taco Bell, but they're very obvious tines. And then you have knives, and they are very definitely knives. So knives means that it's going to be cut to the bones cold. Forks mean mild and wet, and spoons mean you're going to be shoveling a lot of snow. So it'll be fun to see. I'm going to do one coming up here soon, and I'll take a video of that, show you. And then I'll do a second one probably around in October and see if they match up. And then we'll pay attention to what the weather does this winter and see what we get. See how accurate it is. They are really big. Didn't Alfred Hitchcock do a movie like The Crows or something like that? No, The Birds. Yeah, that's what. Was that Alfred Hitchcock? I don't know that Lori, that's a good question. And I had thought about that, and I've actually talked to some people about that. And the Native Americans actually would read persimmons. It was just a way to help them prepare. I don't know that that's so much like the biblical meaning of fortune telling. I don't know. But it's a good question. It's a good question. I think, this is my own opinion, I think God puts everything on the earth that we need. And persimmons are tasty. But if they can also show you something that tells you, you better get your teepee prepared, I see that as coming from God. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll look into it. What's the groundhog for? In some parts of the country, good eating. Okay, Reverend Dream. Pine cones tell us when, pine cones tell us when it's going to rain. Are you fortune telling? Yeah. You know, everybody has their own way of thinking about things. I like to stay on the right side. You know, I don't want to do anything that is deliberately a sin, but I fail miserably every day. If I'm doing something wrong, I certainly want to know about it. I'll have to study on it. And if I feel convicted that I'm doing something wrong by reading persimmons, I won't do it. So I'm going to dig into that. Yeah. I don't tend to rely on human beings to tell me what's right and wrong. I go inside and inside the word. That's how I handle it. Too much garbage being passed around. What? I didn't see Joe Jacobson come in. How come you guys didn't tell me Joe was here? All the way from Eastern Iowa. Pine cones are great for fire starters. Man, and we got a bunch of them around here. I'm trying to think up an idea for another epoxy pour table. Those have gotten a lot of interest. Okay. They're fun to do. So throw some ideas at me. See what y'all think. You guys are pretty creative. Barbara, my great grandmother was full Cherokee. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, my great grandmother, too. So, my grandma passed away in the early 90s at 103. So, her mother walked the Trail of Tears, my great grandmother, and survived, obviously. But yeah, my mom did not want us talking about that. I very strongly remember if any of the kids at school would ask if we were Indian, she would point that finger at me and say, anybody ask you that question, you tell them that you are an American. Okay. I don't know what the stigma was back then. I don't know. But it was something. She also didn't like it when we got outed for being related to Glenn Campbell. He was a cousin of mine. And we were not allowed to watch him when we were kids. You know, in the 60s, we were not allowed to watch Glenn Campbell. He was way too racy. And when I became an adult and he was off doing his own thing, he went through a rough patch with Tanya Tucker and went down this whole rabbit hole of drugs and all the stuff. He was always very nice, though. I didn't see a reason to condemn him. I saw him as being sick. Anyway, Mom had different opinions about it. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I did. I completely missed your question. So the ratio of apple juice to the Jared's Kickin' Sauce, about 1 part apple juice to 2 parts Jared's. So if that doesn't make sense, just give me a call later. But you just want to thin it down to a little bit thicker than water. You just want to thin it down a little bit. It's not a real thick sauce anyway. So you don't want it real running like water. You just want to break it down a little bit. I wonder if your grandpa was related to my grandpa. Ann Parton's in. Hi, Ann. Hi, Lori. Lori Carp's in. Yeah, well, back in the day, Paul, yeah, he was considered quite racy. The songs that he sang about, and you have to understand, I was brought up very traditional German Lutheran. Cherokee and German Lutheran. I know. My dad was Irish, but they were German Lutheran. I don't know. Anyway, I was brought up very, very conservatively. And we weren't even allowed to watch Carol Burnett when we were kids because her dresses were cut too low. Things have changed. Oh, yes, they have. I was watching something. Oh, I was looking through YouTube looking for something to watch. I was looking for some particular content, and one of these thumbnails showed up of some female singer at some big deal soccer game. And all she was wearing was a couple of pineapples. You know what I mean? At a sporting event. Anyway, not for me. Yeah. So Glenn was kind of, and the fact that he drank and he did drugs, and some of his jokes were kind of raunchy on TV, and his female singers and the clothes he wore, yeah, it was a whole thing. And so we weren't allowed to watch him. I made it a point to connect with him when I became an adult. And like I said, I thought he was a nice guy. He was a mess. I met him about the time I met Billy Ray Cyrus and Aaron Tippin. Ladies, those eyes. But anyway, get around. When the Okie came back in her other channel. Kiowa and at Cherokee, huh? Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Had I known back when I was little what I know now, I would have hung on every word my grandma said. She was such an amazing woman. All 4'9" of her. She was tiny, but she was a powerhouse, boy. She was pretty amazing. My grandma on my dad's side, she also was a lovely woman. She was Irish. She and Grandpa both were orphaned in Ireland, and they were sent by orphan boat and sold to industrial America when they were little bitty. And when Grandpa got up old enough, I think he was 14, he married Grandma and got her out of that orphanage, built her a home with his own 2 hands, no power tools, built her a home. He got himself through school, got her through school. They started a family. They brought their kids up right. He built the church in the town that I grew up in. I've got great history, great bones on both sides. So, but now I've got a lot of Irish and I've got a lot of Cherokee, right? So this is why you never want Lauren to drink hard spirits. I don't anyway, but no, not good. Okay, now I don't know Dallas Campbell. So what church is he pastor? I'd love to reach out to him. Because if he's a cousin of Glenn's, he's a cousin of mine then too. So I'd like to reach out to him. All righty. What do you guys think about getting back to the kitchen and doing some baking? Or, because I do need to do a lot of baking. And I was thinking, I almost was going to make brioche rolls today. Those are a hit every time I make them. Like I'll take them to picnics and stuff, cookouts, that kind of thing, and they're just gone. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to make some brioche rolls today. I ran out of time. I was trying to juggle a lot of stuff that I don't ordinarily do. And I'm trying to get my back pantry room organized and cleaned before winter hits. I've got to set my indoor greenhouse up in there because I'm going to be raising tomatoes and fresh herbs and that kind of thing. I'm going to be raising those in my little greenhouse all year round. I found a variety of tomatoes that will actually do well in the winter. Tiny Tims, they work great in applications like anyway. So I've got to get everything organized back there so I can get the greenhouse set up back there and get some production going, right? Getting that pantry all filled up. We're pretty well stocked as it is. I've got probably I've got probably 400 pounds of flour and like 200 pounds of sugar on hand and all beans, yeah. And when I see canned goods on sale, I'll pick those up. I'm not that much of a snob that I won't do some canned goods. They got to be on sale. And that's how we do it up in here with bread and sugar and lard and yeast. Got plenty of yeast on hand too. I know that we'll always have bread to eat. And I know that my neighbors around me will always have bread to eat. Oh, for crumb's sake. Hold on just 1 second. Hi, honey. I'm on a live right now.
Okay. I will chat with you later.
Did you get to the tire place okay?
I'm just heading there now.
All right, babe. All right.
All right.
I'll talk
Love
to you
you.
in a little bit. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. He left work a little early so he could get up there and get those tires installed. He forgot I was doing a live. I only told him like 7 times, but it's okay. So he's here. He's here. Well, in spirit. So Lauren's been on about her butts and now her buns. Paul. Oh, Ace, thanks for this. Guys, hop over there and check out Troy's first video. He did a good job. I am decluttering too, Lynn. Along the way, I am trying to declutter. The thing is, we are very limited on storage space in this house. It's a 2,500 square foot house, but we are limited on storage. We're going to have to build an auxiliary storage building. And again, my plan for this is it is going to be both storage, rodent-proof storage, and it's also going to be a YouTube studio. Joel came home yesterday with 2 huge computer monitors. They're huge. We hooked one up for the security system. So we've got this, it's like a flat screen TV up in the corner of the production room. So we can see every camera angle everywhere on the property very clearly now. It's lovely. And the second monitor, he's wanting to hook up to this laptop so that we can see everything much better. That requires a lot of space. We need a studio. Yeah. Yeah, we're good on the storm shelter. We sit low enough. We are surrounded by hills, and we sit low enough. We're probably the lowest house in about a 2-mile stretch here. Tornadoes will come right up to us, and then they're gone. It's not saying we won't ever get hit, but I am not concerned about our safety. We're pretty low to the ground anyway, and we are down lower than anybody else around us. Okay, thank you, Chris. I'll be sure to check that out. That'd be interesting. You know, reach out to him. Hey, cuz. Yeah, so yeah, plans are afoot, guys. This coming spring, I'm already planning what we're going to be working on. And it's going to be big. Yep. We're going to do some more flopping around in this house. The room that I'm in right now is our dining room. It's not going to be our dining room anymore. The production area is going to be the dining room. The new addition, where the carport is, that's going to be our production area. And then there will be building off of that will be our YouTube studio / storage. So we'll see how that works out. Oh my goodness. Excuse me, I do not know why I'm yawning. I am not tired. It's because I stopped. I stopped to sit down and hang out with y'all. That's why. What are we at here? We're coming up on 45 minutes, y'all, and I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. My phone's starting to get blown up, and I want to touch base with Joel, and I have to fill the hummingbird feeders. They get a little testy, but I want to thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me today. Let me know how this time slot works for y'all. I want to get into a consistent groove where I'm doing it every week at the same time. So let me know how this is working out for you. And I know, Paul, you already said some of them you can make, some of them you won't be able to. And I understand that. It's perfectly okay. But let me know, drop a comment. And if you would, please hit the thumbs up before you head out. That helps us a lot. And share us out, because you never know, your Aunt Martha might really enjoy our content too. So we appreciate it when you share us out. And we did drop another video this morning, so hop over and check it out if you haven't seen it. Give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you think you're subscribed, double check. YouTube's doing its thing. And yeah, we appreciate you for showing up. If you guys are liking us, I'm going to keep doing it. There's at least 15 of them out in the front yard now. I don't know, guys. Anyway, God bless you. And you know what we say. Keep looking up. Say thank you. Do that often. Keep your attitude of gratitude. I don't care how hard things get. Find something to be grateful for. You know, we will catch you on the flip. See ya.